In 1950, a man suddenly appeared in the middle of Times Square in New York City. He seemed confused, looking around at the cars, signs, and people as if he'd never seen such things in his life. He was dressed in clothing from the 19th century, appearing as if a man out of time. He rushed to cross the street and was fatally struck by a taxi. In his pockets were business cards for a Rudolph Fentz with an address on Fifth Avenue, banknotes more than 70 years old that looked brand new, a receipt from a horse stable, a letter postmarked 1876, and a brass slug from a saloon. It appeared as if Rudolph Fentz was a time traveler. The case of Rudolph Fentz landed on the desk of Captain Herbert V. Rim. Rim examined Fentz's fingerprints and found no match. He scoured the phone book and found no Rudolph Fentz. The address on the business card was a business, but the owner had never heard of him. He wasn't an employee. He wasn't an owner. The owner of the Fifth Avenue business was no help at all to the police. Captain Rim was stumped, but he refused to give up. Finally, after months of investigation, he found a Robert Fentz Jr. in an old address book. When he went to go interview the man, he wasn't there, but speaking to the residents of the apartment complex where Robert Fentz Jr. once lived, Rem learned that he had been a man in his 60s who passed away 5 years earlier. He was told that Fentz Jr.'s widow was still alive and living in Florida. Although it made no sense for Robert Fentz Jr., a 60-year-old man, to be the son of the 29-year-old man that appeared in Times Square, it was the only lead he had. Captain Rim contacted the widow, and she had a very unusual story. Her late husband's father, Robert Fentz Sr., disappeared in 1876, never to be seen again. An old missing persons report in the police archives confirmed this, and pictures provided by the son's widow matched the man that Captain Herbert V. Rim saw in the morgue. Now, this story has been told for decades as proof of accidental time travel. Especially in the early days of the internet, it spread like wildfire. However, many point to the origins of this story as a science fiction article written in 1951 called I'm Scared by Jack Finney. This all being said, researchers at the Berlin News Archive uncovered an article in 2007 from April of 1951, predating Jack Finney's short story by 5 months. I'm Scared appeared in September 15th edition of Colors magazine. Fact or fiction, it makes one hell of a story.